like a waltz, right? Mhm.
Nope, I see why we were not recording the sound. Hopefully now we are recording the sound. Though where am I sending this accidentally that someone is seeing that who doesn't normally see it too? Let's check that real quick. It is... Oh, no, it doesn't look like it's going anywhere wrong. Okay, but now they can hear us. Which is fine because all we've missed so far is the chords we're going over. Okay, so the Nigun goes like this. I'm going to play through it and just join in as you can. So first we're going to get our groove going right here. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So ba da 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 ba da 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 down ba da da down up 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 down. How's that feel for folks? The real key is to make sure you're giving a down on the 1 each time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go. From the beginning. Okay, here we go. C, 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 D minor, D minor, D minor. Yai, di, di, C, C, C. Now to D minor. D minor, C, C, C. Now go to D minor. We go back to C. And to D minor. Now we're going to do the second line. Here comes the G minor. Here comes the G minor, goes to C. Now go to F and go to D minor. Back to G minor and go to C. Now go to F and D7. Now to G minor, which goes to C. Back to the F and go to D minor. Now to the C. Back to D minor. Okay, the first part's just the C's and the D minors over again. Here we go to C, C, C. Back to D minor, yeah, yeah. Back to C. Go to D minor. And when you're playing the D minor, you can lift up that ring to go to F. Also C, C, C. Back to D minor. You play with with the ring finger, and you can get that kind of sound. Back to C, C, C. Go to D minor. Now we're gonna go on. Here comes the G minor. G minor, C. Now go to F and back to D minor. Go to G, go to C. Here comes the F. Now the D7, D7. G minor now and go to C. F, go to D minor, now to C. And end on D minor. Okay, how did that feel? Middle? I'm going to call middle actually a success story here, right? Middle pointing down, less of a success story, but you know, we're growing here, right? Like this is supposed to be a challenge. It's why we chose this.
Can you give us a number of times? Like, are we doing 4 strum cycles with the C and 4 with the D minor, and then we're doing 2 when we get to the G minor and the C and the F and the D minor? Is that how it's laying out?
Yes, I hear what you're saying. How many? Let's see. You are just a little out of tune, also, Amy.
Okay, I'll fix that.
Well, yeah, don't have to fix it for me, but okay, let's take a look. So we've got C 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3. So we've got C times 4, and then D minor times 4. Oop. And then that whole thing repeats over and over again as the first part. I'll actually name that part 1. Part 2. Okay, now then when we've got it here, 1 2 3 2 2 3 1. So each of these is only for 2. Yeah. 1 2 2 1 2 2. Yeah, each of these is for 2. So I'm not going to go through and mark all of those. I'm just going to write it at the top. Each chord x2. Does that make sense? This is understandable to everyone? Okay, great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no. That's good. Thank you. Okay, let's try this, shall we? Here we go. First get the groove, back to D minor, 2 3 1 2. Now go to C, 2 3 4, D minor, 2 3 4 2, C, 2 3 4, D minor, 2 3 4, C, 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3 4 3 2 3 4 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go on now. G minor, 2 3 2 2 3, C 2 3 2 2 3, F 2 3 2 2 3, D minor. This is probably a little fast. Is that correct? Let's slow this down a little. No? Work up to that if you can. I'm just noticing that I'm like moving with it, and I figure if I'm moving with it, it might be a little fast. So let's slow it down just a little bit. G2, D. We're gonna start with part. We'll start at the beginning. It's easier. C 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3, D minor, 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3, C 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3, G minor, 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3, C 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3 4, 2, 3. Okay, last time. 4, 2, 3, D minor. Now we're gonna go on. Here comes G minor. For 2 each. G minor, C, C, F, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, D minor, 2, 3, D minor, 2, 3, G minor, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, D7, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, G minor, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, D minor, 2, 3, C, C, C. Now to D minor. Okay, let's slow it down even a little bit more. Back to the C. C, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Now D minor. C. Back to D minor. Okay, let's sing it from the top. Here we go. D minor, C, D minor. Again for that part. C, D minor, C, D minor. Okay, now we're going on. Here we go. G minor, C, F, D minor, G minor, C. Now go to F and D7. Now go to G minor, C. Now go to F and D minor. Now go to C and to D minor. Here comes Linda. C, D minor, D minor, C, D minor. Do that part again, part 1 again. C. Now go to D minor, C. Go to D minor. Here we go, G minor. G minor, 2 and C, 2, F, F, D minor. Now go to G minor, C, and go to F and D7. Now go G minor, C, go to F and D minor. Now go to C for 4 counts. Go to D minor from the top. Now go to C, D minor. Go to C, back to D minor. Okay, I'm gonna stay on D minor for a second. You hear how I'm doing that kind of rhythmic percussive kind of sound? What I'm doing is I am, with my left hand, sort of lifting it up so that I am not pressing down on the strings. I'm keeping my fingers in the exact same part, but instead they mute those strings. So this is me playing the D minor that way. So you can hear those first 3 strings are muted, and then that last one rings open. So you can kind of play with it with your left hand, squeezing and not squeezing to get that. Okay, here we go. C. Now go to D minor. Now go to C and D minor. Go on. Here comes G minor. Go to C. Now F and D minor and G minor. And C goes to F don't know about you. I'm like a little out of breath from that. Okay, thoughts on that? How did that feel? Parts that were hard, parts that were not hard. What were the challenges, etc.
Better the third time around.
Good. Hopefully that's always the case. Yeah, it'd be a bad sign if it was worse the third time around, I think.
G minor is tough.
G minor is a new one, right? So let's talk through the G minor transition. Okay, so go ahead and where'd you go? Let's see. Oh, and am I muted here? No, I'm not muted here too. Good. Screen share. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at that G minor for a second and how we go from D minor to G minor. Let's think through that. So go ahead and play your G minors. Oh, sorry, your D minors. Okay, now we're going to move from here to the G minor. To me, this is a move that starts with the index finger. This is another one kind of like that E minor that to me kind of rolls its way on. So we're starting on that D minor, and think about that index finger just moving down a string. And actually then your middle finger is just going to move down a string. And that ring finger is going to move down a string and pop over. So down with the index, down with the middle, over with the ring. But I very much, when I do it, I'm going down like 1, 2, 3, right? And those fingers are dropping down in that order. Right? And the move from the G minor to the C is really easy, because when you're on that G minor, right, all that's happening is that ring finger moves down a string to go to the C. So that's really comfortable. Similarly, the other one to look at in terms of the fingering is go the F to the D7. So go to your F for a second. Right, so what we're going to do with the D7 is we're going to basically swap our index finger for our ring finger, right? And that ring finger is just going to drop down, but the middle is going to stay rooted. Right, and we're going up 1 fret so that those are right below each other. And that, by the way, is why it works musically, right? There's only one little change happening there, so it's kind of sliding us back to the C, or to the D, the G minor. Sorry, is where it's sliding us to. Okay. Any other thoughts?
What
here?
does that mean? What do you mean it slides? You mean there's not much of a change in the chord? It's pretty similar.
Yeah, going from an F to a D7 is actually just taking that index finger on the F, right, which is going to be a what is that? That's an F, right? And you're sliding it up 1 fret, and you're turning an F to an F sharp, and you're moving from an F chord to a D7, right? Because all that's happening is you're going. Bye, Kathleen.
So it's a gentle change. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of right. You can feel the musical movement. It wants us to go there, right? It's and on guitar, similarly, when you're in songs that are in the key of G, an A7 wants to move to a D7, which will move you back to a G always. If that makes sense, Linda. Ukulele players ignore what I just said. Okay. Any other thoughts on this before we move on and play something else with our time? How was playing in 3/4 time? Was that comfortable? Was that not comfortable? Was that a challenge? Was that?
I like it.
It's a good challenge.
Good. My hope is actually that this is going to be a building block that will lead us into unlocking a whole bunch of other sort of songs that you have at family services and folk songs, Jewish folk songs, right? A lot of Jewish folk songs. Bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam chitty bitty bitty, right? Are that D minor and the G minor and these sorts of chords, including that D7 leading you back to the G minor. So a lot of those are also in 3/4 times that happens. So my hope is that this will be a good way for us to get comfortable with all these pieces, and then we can go through, 4 or 5 songs in a row.
So would you say, Rabbi Daniel, that the 1, 4, 5, that 1, 4, 5, those chords lead to each other musically? The 1 leads to the 4, leads to the 5. Is that?
I would
Or
not.
that's not what I'm talking about.
That's not what I mean when I say leads to. I'm really talking about 7th chords. So this is going to get real music theory, so feel free to just plug your ears if this is too much. So, like, in any particular key, let's say we're in the key of C to make it easy, right? So we've got C is our 1, F is our 4, G is our 5, and C is our 1, right? If you take the 5 chord, the G, and you turn it into a 7th chord, a G7, a G7 always wants to lead to a C. Okay? So it's
That's
math.
helpful.
Actually, G's your 1 right here. G, A, B, C, if you're counting those steps, right? So the same is true of a D wants to lead to a G. D, E, F, G. So then you can stack them on each other. So a D7 wants to lead to a G, or a G7, which wants to lead to a C. So you can feel that those 3 chords bring us home to the C, and you actually may recognize that as the ukulele vamp that we do, right? Which is the 2, if we're in the key of C, that's going to be the D7. The 2 is a 7th chord, D7, then the 5 is a 7 chord, the G7, back home to the C. Bye, Mom. Did that make sense? Hopefully the end piece was helpful, even if the other pieces were gibberish. Linda, did that answer your question, though?
Yes, thank you.
So when I was using lead, that's really what I meant, is the way that a 7th leads in, wants to resolve. That's the technical term, that it's resolving. A D7 resolves to a G, or in this case a G7, which will leave it unresolved, which is going to point to the C. So the C is how it resolves there. Okay, any other thoughts or questions or anything on these chords? Yeah, Amy.
This is not exactly related, but I wondered, when are you going out of town? And between now and then, could you introduce us to a good chunk of folk songs and like get them in there? And that way, when you're gone, we can refer to past lessons and just use that time to really practice them.
Yeah,
because I think it's hard for me to teach new songs because I don't. It's like I know the strums, but I mean I know the.
No, I totally get it. I totally
strum.
get it. The other thing we could do, Amy, is we could sit down and I could record through little clips of those, and then I can even show you how to play those clips when you're in the Zoom, so that if you wanted to use those, if that was helpful.
Yeah, or happy to, like, if you want to make one class, even just like, let's just introduce you to like 5 songs and then we'll have it all in one.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So next, truthfully, that was pretty similar to what I was thinking anyways. My hope was that working on this today, between these 2 minor chords that, we know but are sort of reworking, and the 3/4 time, that next week what we can do is zoom through 5, 6 songs.
Let's do that and get them in your song sheet. And then Linda and I will lead when you're gone. Lots of, but you know what? Next week, I probably won't be in class. Not for sure.
I'll be there.
Okay. But it'll be recorded, so it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, let's, do we want to work on our finger picking with Leonard Cohen? Do we want to play some blues? What are we feeling?
We haven't done any finger picking in a while.
Yeah, that was my feeling.
Rabbi Daniel, is there any chance of any Havdalah coming up?
Yeah, we had to change the other, so we should absolutely add in a Havdalah. Let's look. Maybe, how does the 21st look to people?
The 21st of May?
Of May.
That looks good to me. Amy, are you here?
I'm not here, but it's okay.
No. As long as we're just picking one, let's see if we can find one that works for us. What about the 28th?
They all work for me.
Or June 4th?
Amy? June 4th? No.
Oh no, that's Shavuos anyways. Or June 11th?
What about that 28th, Amy?
Oh yeah, that works for me. It's Memorial Day weekend. I don't know if that's an issue.
Oh, I wonder if that will be an issue for people.
The 4th works. The 11th, I think, works.
The 11th might be a little harder for me, I think, but what's the weekend after that? But the 28th works for me for sure. Is Ray still there?
Are you in town on the 28th, Ray?
Yes, 28th is good.
Why don't we try
June
that?
4th is not.
My only
Why
concern on
don't
the
we try the
28th.
28th? And we get what we get. And your mommy's here, right?
I think
Amy?
so. I think so.
And your mom.
We can also just do it a Ukulele gathering.
A Ukulele Shabbat. I mean, a Havdalah.
I do like the Havdalah.
could
It's
put-
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
We also could do a Ukulele Friday night. That's the other option we could do. I'm going to turn off the stream now so people aren't having to listen.